Hello YouTubers. Okay, so today I thought we could, well, actually what sort of done it for me was I cleared up my desk the other day. It was horrendous. I'd got piles of stuff everywhere and I couldn't find anything that I wanted. So I thought, right, and I didn't realise, but I've got loads of these wooden boxes. So I've just unscrewed it, taken off all the fittings and everything that go on there so that I can get around there properly. But I'm just thinking that I've probably made a mistake and should probably screw them back on, because I won't know whereabouts to put the clips onto, would I? So that was a bit daft. So let me just do that first. Bear with me, I'll be back in a second. Right, okay YouTubers, I've had to change the box because really stupidly I screwed the front catch on the other box upside down. When attempting to take it off, it wouldn't come off. So my husband's got to look at that one. So I've got another box which is just slightly smaller. These came from, I got them all from the works, so not incredibly good quality, but they're okay, they're all right. Okay, so when I was cleaning up my desk and gathering all the bits together, because I got stuff everywhere, that I found all of these. Now these are things that I've made, lots of things that I've made, and just kind of tiles and all that sort of thing. So I thought I'd have a look through it, see what we've got, and attempt to do some tiles in the box. So I'm just going to take the biggest ones out because these have got a curve on them. I can't remember why I was going to put a curve on them, but I did. So I'm going to, I've got a bag full of bits in here which I'm going to use, or I did use before, for letters. So I don't know what they're for, but we can use them later. Okay, so these are all just tiles that I've made. So I thought we'd just have a look through. I've decorated majority of them. There's all sorts of bits in here. Very odd, peculiar bits. There's a bit of everything really. Down to snails, Star Wars leaves, embellishments, bits that I've made like pianos. Let me zoom it in for you so you can actually see what I mean. It is just a complete array of all sorts of bits. Some are unpainted, some are painted. Majority are probably painted. Right, that one's stuck together. That's sticky, I don't know why. Some have got gems in, some haven't. There's some Christmas bits. Some bizarre bits. This is made of that polymer clay, which was Fimo, but it's like a very light clay. Well, I can't really call it a clay. It was really difficult to use. Oh dear, there's one that's a casualty. It's very hard to use, but as long as you're just using it with moulds, it was okay. It tended to work. So this one, I just thought we'd have a little look through, see what there is, and perhaps have a little go at making some. Now the other thing that I've got are, I've got lots of, no it's not in there now, bear with me. I should have got them first. Oh. I've got lots of bits and bobs. This is my embellishments box. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. So in here I've got, you name it, I've got it. Even down to, I ordered these off of Amazon. Now if you don't mind waiting, I ordered these about 3 months ago, and I just order a whole handful of them, and they're like 89p, and they come through, but you just got to wait for them. I mean, I order them, just forget about them, and they arrive when they arrive. So if you can see that, It's a very pretty butterfly, and it's got chain. I got this one, which is a very lovely necklace, and I'm sure if I wanted to use it, some of them are very, my daughter's a bit of a magpie for things like this, my 7-year-old, but if you can see that, you could protrude that one as an eye, I thought. But these will be cut up and to use whichever bits that I like of them. And there was just one more, which I really like this one. Now I've got 2 of these, I didn't realise I ordered them, but they come through and they're like 89p each with £1.10 delivery. And as long as you're not needing them desperately sort of now, the here and now, you can get some good stuff. I've got 2 of those, I think that's pretty much it. But also in here I've got embellishments which are cogs, some other cogs, look, you can see that. I've got all sorts, pendants that I've made with polymer clay. That's actually with Fimo, if you can see that. I don't know whether you can see the actual pattern on there. I will do a video on how to make those at some point, but also I've got lots of beads and lots of embellishments, things that say stuff. I don't know, it's just kind of my inspirational box, this one, because there's just such a lot of, there's keys, I've got wood, metal, there's a little watch, see, look, tapes, there's washi tapes. I bought these actually a long time ago off of, must have been somewhere like Amazon. They're just they're made up of paper mache sort of faces. I've got skulls. There's all my bits to make key rings and earrings and that. Sticky on bits. There's just a lot of beads. There's literally a lot of all sorts in here. If you can see, that was out of a Christmas cracker. And then down to just plain beads. Just plain silver beads. Old jewellery that I've no longer wear or don't like. Can lids. Bless you, Puppet. Just cooler bits. There's a bit of all sorts in there. So I thought we could perhaps have a little look today and see what we come up with, and then if I'm going to use any paints and things like that, I've got some nice gilding, gold gilding that I'd like to use perhaps, just to make it sort of stand out and pop a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty much in there. But I thought we'd do this bit last, once I've done and we got the tiles on. Right, let me move that, so put those bits back in so we've got a little more room. So today I'm not going to bottom up like I usually do. I'm going to just place them on there really. See what we like. There's roses, I've got a bit of all sorts. So I'm going to back out of it a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Lego spider. That's not supposed to be in there, I don't think. So I'll pop that up there because I'm sure if I use that on one, my daughter won't be very pleased. Down to dragons. I've got these. I've got those though. I've got 6 of those I did and put them in here, which I'm going to use later on a hexagonal box, which I will do a video on that later. So we can't use those ones because they're sort of earmarked for something. But the rest of it, absolutely. We've got snails. We've got some mushrooms. So I thought what we'd do first is decide on which tiles we're going to put on and sort of where. Got some Star Wars bits in here. We've got a face. Look at that. That's pretty cool, if you can see that. That's one of those faces. I actually made that out of polymer clay and a mould, and then I've used mica powders just to make it gold. We've got stamps. We've got a bit of all sorts in here. So it's just a case of finding ones that I really like. Or not that I really like, because I quite like them all. but I just want something to go in the middle. The trouble is with this smaller box, we're not going to have much room. Thinking that maybe we should use a bigger box. Bear with me. Okay, so I've got this hexagonal one. Again, bought from the works. Let me just get the price tag off. It was £3. Not fantastic quality, but good enough for what I want. I'm not going to paint the underside because I want to deal with that all afterwards. So it's very simple. Look, just got a tag, opens up. This is what I'm on about with these ones. They're going to go round each of them, and then I've got this fella that I've made out of polymer clay, which was Fimo, which I will be doing a video on how to make. He's got to go in the oven yet, so he's still very soft. So I'm trying to sort of protect him until he goes in the oven, but I didn't want to put him in the oven until we've made another one, when I show you how to do it. That was my daughter's little Yoda, and my granddaughter's sitting at my desk, look. So I've written the date and her name in it because it's the first piece of polymer clay stuff that she used. She trashed my desk. That was what inspired me to tidy my desk. So, right, so let me put this in the middle then. So this is going to give us a lot more room on the top. The other one just wasn't big enough. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So, we've got to decide on what sort of thing. And they do a bit bendy, these ones. Okay. Sorry. Go through and just have a look and see what sort of takes my fancy. I shan't do the sides on this one because I think I want to paint the sides. So I just want to get something going on the top. I've got a lot of these bigger ones, or not a lot, but I've got some of them, but I don't know that I'm going to use all of those. I'm liking this. I might have to find one to put that onto. Oh, look at that. It's not been done, anything done to it, it's just, that's nice. So I'm just going to grab a handful of bits that I like the look of to start with. Something different, I like that one. It's a leaf. Okay, I'm just going to gather them on the top here. I'm not sure that's the right one for me today. I like these ones, they've got words on. If there's any that you'd like to know how I made them, please do drop it and put a message, and I will either do a video to show you or answer you. That's pretty cool. There's another one there, look. I've got so many, I just kind of have an afternoon where I sit and just sort of doodle bits, and then I pop them in one of my boxes, and I don't realise, it wasn't until yesterday did I realise how many I've actually got. That's nice. Clock. That's different as well, isn't it? I like that. That could be sat on something. And just because you pull them out doesn't mean that you're actually going to use them. It just means you like the look of them at that particular moment. And you're just really looking for just bits that you could put in between. Oh, they're very cool. That's nice. A bit weird. That's a wall. Okay. Like I said, there's a bit of all sorts in here. Oh, there's another word there. Oh, can't pick it up, my answer. What does that say? Inspire. Nice. Excuse me. Dragon wings, because that's the sort of thing you find in my I'm very dragon orientated. I like the dragons. Okay, so I think what we'll do is have a look and see what we've got so far and see how they fit together, because I don't want to butt them up, which is what I sort of said earlier. Oh, there's no one with a word on it. I want to just give myself some options. Plenty of options. And obviously I've got stones and everything to go in them. That's one with just a stone in it, look. And it's ever so sparkly, it's lovely. Oh, there's another one that says Dream. They might be quite nice as well with gilding. Right, okay, so I'm just going to push all these back to one place for a moment. Both sides. Right. I'm going to pull these bits off and put them down the front here. Oh, I've just dropped one on the floor. Hopefully it's not one that I'll be using, so I'll pick that up later. Okay, so this is going to need something to sit on, I think. It needs to be mounted on something if I'm going to use it. So something like that. Okay. I think that's probably my favourite word. Okay. Put it in the middle. Although, I don't think we can sort of use both of these. It's got to be one or the other. Sort of a themed, going on some sort of theme. I think what I might do is use the head, because it's quite strange and wonderful. Okay, it's on a purple backing at the moment. I don't know that I've got any other plain ones. I mean, don't forget, you could turn them over if you wanted to, so you've got a plain bit on the other side. What's that? Oh, that would have been nice with the piano, wouldn't it? Oh, I quite like that. But I think that's the only things that I've got that are musical at the moment. Yeah, I think it is. So I won't do those ones, but I will keep those ones together though, because they're in the same pot now, so it's got to be a start. Okay, so at the moment I'm still on that one, which I think we're going to have to just ride with it, because I don't think there's any other ones big enough to take it. Not that I like, because I'm quite fussy. I think you have to be. Oh, that's a leaf, if I can show you that. That is a sort of a leaf that's been picked from the garden, and then I took a print of it. You can't really see. It's the light in here. It's horrendous today. There you go. You can see that. And then what I did is, I'll just quickly show you this. I made the Green Man, if you can see that. He's got his eyes are here, and his nose, and then he's got his moustache, and then I made all the leaves to go on him. I will do a Green Man and show you how to do them. I've done another one as well, which I put onto a pot for my mum, but I will show you how I did those. And then I just went over them with green and golds and whatnot. I've got a nest here and an acorn, and just bits and bobs. But yeah, he's ready to go on onto a pot. So that was one thing. But yeah, that was from leaves I found in the back garden, and then come in and printed, cut them out, and played with those pretty much. Okay. So where were we? Do you know what? I go off in such tangents. Right. So we're going to use this. What about that way, like that? Can't do that because it's not square. Right, just popping it down on there, no backing. I like the feathers. So this is just a case of just finding something, plopping it on, and moving it about in accordance to where you like it. I don't like this one because it doesn't sit flat. I don't know whether, let's see, look. It doesn't, it's rocking. When I glued it down, it probably would stop, perhaps. I feel like that needs to be on something. Okay. Got these I found just now, which could sit at the front here. Like so. We could gild those after we stuck them on with some gold gilding. Or it'd probably be easier to gild them before we stick them on. So we'll have a look at that. Right, I don't want it to be too uniform, so I've got to find bits that we're going to offset some shapes. Some different shapes. Which way round does that go? Do make sure that when you put them on that they are the right way round. Otherwise you'll be so disappointed when you sort of pull them off and they're not. So I've got some word ones now. Faith. I don't want them too far apart because I want to be able to put stuff in between them. What else have we got? Dream. Okay. So I don't want large gaps, so we're just going to keep looking and see what we can find, and then we'll stick these on and then see what we've got to fill the gaps jewellery wise. So all little embellishments. Actually, let's put that one at the top there. Should have took the lid off this one. Actually, I think I might have one without the lid on. I'm so disorganised, folks. I don't know what I've done with them. I don't know. Oh, we'll have to just ride with the flow. There's a lot of purples going on in here. I'm not sure that will sit flat. You tend to find they bow like that, folks, when you've got the polymer clay too thin and you bake it and it bows. So try to remember those, remember that, to try and get it a little bit more thicker, and then it shouldn't bow too much. And when you cook it, leave it in the oven while your cooker's cooling down, and let it cool down with your cooker, and that should help towards that and stop that from happening. Just little tricks that you pick up on the way. Now some of them you can have them touching if you want to. It's entirely up to you. I'm just trying to steer away from purple a little bit and see if we can find a different colour. Well, my daughter's been through my drawer the other day. Now I can't find anything at all. No, it's just have. It's not the one I wanted, but we'll be alright with it. Tweezers are probably a good idea, but I can't find mine. Okay, my favourite word again, sorry folks, I like to say that word. Okay, so I'm going to start looking for different, I've said it again, different sizes now of different textures and whatnot, so I can find different ones to put on. I'm going to bring that to the top, I think, like that, and then tuck some of these up against it, because I do want some to touch and some not to. So like that's going to run down that side, I think. Yeah, like that. Right. Haha, I got you, caught you out there, didn't I, folks? Because I didn't see it. That's pretty, if you can see that. We'll add that in somewhere, that's lovely. I don't want too much of a gap, but I don't know. I'm feeling like I want to try and leave a little bit of a gap this time. It doesn't have to be a big one. But I've always done them so they're butted up together, so this is new for me. I've just seen lots of others out on the internet and that, and they just look so awesome. I'd just quite like to have a go at leaving a small gap if I can. I'm going to leave bigger gaps than other places so we can get chains and things like that in there. Just now trying to find ones that I like. There's bits of all sorts here. No, don't like the way that one sits. Oh, that's nice. Weird. Push it towards that side because there's quite a textured piece the other side. We could almost stick it there, couldn't we? It's not that big enough. I think my daughter's got a cold, which I don't know how because she hasn't been out anywhere. I think I'm coming up for, been out once in the last, I think, 11 weeks. Or twice, because I had to pop to Sainsbury's with my husband That was before we were on lockdown, and I got my eyes tested because I need new varifocals. But that's it. That's all I've been out. Obviously, being clinically highly vulnerable, as everybody and a lot of other people are. It's quite a frightening time. So all we've done is just sort of stayed in. I've got a support bubble. I have carers come in. I have a carer come in. I'm very lucky. It helps my husband out because, bless him, he puts up with a lot from me. So like I say, in the past, I want to try and get more of a regular sort of thing coming out with me doing and videos and things like that. The trouble is, some days I just don't feel very well, so I just can't do it. So I'm afraid when you get a video, we're having a good day. Like today. Some days I can fire out 2 or 3 if I'm having a really good day. They're just very far and few between. And I have mental health issues as well, so it's a bit... good days are good days, but all is good. Try and keep ourselves busy. I think this lockdown's given lots of people mental health issues. But my mental health is, I don't like going out. So it's actually done me a favour, so I don't have to now go out. That is beautiful, isn't it? I'm really liking that one. So yes, it's just given me a reason to stay home, which is nice. And obviously I've got my daughter at home, so she doesn't have to go to school, which is a massive relief. Huge relief. Like a lot of other parents, it's hard work with having her at home and doing the homework. So, oh, look at that little owl. Doing the homework with her is very, very, very difficult some days because she doesn't want to do it. But she does it. She's a good girl. We're just not keen on it, but she does knuckle down eventually and get it done. But we like to get it done nice and early in the morning and have it done and started by 8:30. It drives her mad. If we can start by 8:30, 9, then we're usually finished by lunchtime or just after. So, okay, I'm starting to really like what we have going on here. Not so sure on that bit there, so I might just knock that off because it's so small you can't really, it's in too much of a bigger gap. So we could have used it, but I've just knocked it on the floor and I can't bend down, so that'll have to stay there and we'll have to find something else. Okay, so I've got hearts here which we could that's quite nice. If we could find them somewhere for, I think we're sort of no room in the inn, shall we say. Just need some very small pieces now. Okay. That looks quite nice. It'd be better if I got a little bit of a bigger one, wouldn't it? Just a smidgen bigger. There we go. I could probably put a couple in there actually. That works, doesn't it? Yep. Okay, so we just need some smaller bits. I have no idea what that's off of. Don't think we need a Death Star, do we? Okay, we've got quite some small gaps now to fill in. Remember, we're not going right to the edges and things like that, so filling in small gaps not going to be as hard as it sounds. Okay, we've got something going on in there, if you can see that. You see it just... Yeah, okay. We'll find somewhere for that to go, definitely. Actually, see if we can get it in there. Alright. Doing that whole thing again of holding my breath. One day I shall suffocate. It's a really silly thing to do, but I can't help it. I've tried stopping it. I've got some funny old ways. Funny old times. There's a skull there, look. Can't really stick a skull next to an owl, can you? That's kind of wrong on every level. Ooh, some more purple. It's not as nice as that one though. That's lovely. Really digging that one. Okay, so I've got some flowers, which I thought we could just kind of pop around. Yeah, one thing is my heavy breathing. It either drives you mad or you can ignore it. I could apologise about it with all my life, but it's just one thing that I do and I cannot help it. So it's just kind of one thing that you're just going to have to kind of get used to. But I am sorry about it. I apologise every time I do a video. Oh, there's an eye. Oh, look, I just found an eye. It's a bit of an odd thing to have on there, but there you go. Just looking for some smaller ones. I've got a ladybird. Follow the contour down. I don't know, I think it looks a bit odd actually. Ladybirds. It's not really a ladybird kind of one. Weird little bits like that. Got some other flowers which we can use to fill some gaps in, like there. It doesn't have to sit. It can hang off the edge. Don't forget, you know, it doesn't have to. Let's move that. I can't. Obviously, just remember, whatever you put hanging off the edge, you do have a risk of knocking it off. So please do remember that. I'm going to have to find my tweezers out. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is go and stick all these bits on, and then when I come back, we'll be able to see what we've got and where we've got space to put some embellishments, I think. I wanted something for that top corner. Something caught my eye then and I can't remember what it was then. Because I looked away, which was very, very silly. I need to go through these because some of these are no good. The embellishments fell off of them by the looks of it. Oh, come on. How can we have so many ones done and I can't find not one to go in that corner? I don't want to cut one down to size. What's that? About that. I've got a pink one. Actually, a pink one probably stand out better. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? I wonder if we could replace these ones with ones that have been, yeah, coloured in as such. A bit like that. And then when I come back and we have a look at it again, I'll have glued them on and we can start putting some embellishments round. That's strange now. Right. Okay, folks. Oh, look at that. Shall we see if there's one I can replace with that? I'm not digging this one a whole lot. Like that one. That looks much better. That fits much better as well, I think. That's better. So I haven't really used a massive amount of textured ones, but we have got some on there. Lots of little bits and bobs, but none small enough now. I think we've run out of spacing. I've got some Christmas ones, some little baubles, but it's not really with the look I'm going for. Just found them. But they're kind of embellishments that we're going to stick on afterwards. So, right folks, I'll come back when this is all stuck on. I'll put all these away and then we will, I'll find my tweezers as well. And then we will put some embellishments on. So I will be back in a minute. Right, hi guys. So I've been and glued the top on. Each one. All I used was Mod Podge. I don't worry too much about using some sort of heavy duty glue to stick these bits on, because afterwards I'm going to top coat it either with varnish or a Mod Podge again or something, which will be very cool. So very pleased with what we've got so far. It's looking really nice, I'm sure you'll agree. So now I want to put some embellishments on. So basically I'm just going to look through my box of embellishments, as you can see there. And like I said, I bought these ones recently off of Amazon, known as Amazonian in our house. Really pretty, really pretty. So I'm going to cut those up, see which bits we can use. So I stole these off my husband. These are fantastic for cutting up bits like this. Just a pair of cutters. And I'm just going to have a look and see what we've got and where we've got space. So where I'll be able to fit it basically. So I want to try and fill in as much of these gaps as I can with something or another. Right, so I can tell instantly that's going to be a problem because it's got a rounded beveled back, so it's not going to sit flat. So I don't think I'm going to use those bits. On these smaller ones I could probably cut them off, but for this I don't know whether this is the right thing to be using. Okay, so I have got other things in here. I've got this one, which is also a new one. Oh, throwing things around now. The butterfly. If you can see that. We'll go with the colour that I'm using, but quite a big expanse. And looking at that, I wish I'd stuck the feather the other way up, because right now that's upside down and I'm not going to get it off. Okay, so that's first thing. My feather is upside down there, if you can see it. I suppose it'd just be down to personal preference and personal choice. Oh, got it off. Okay, so now the end is hanging off. Okay, so I'm going to move it up and tuck it in there, like that. Yeah, I'd be able to get that back on. Right, so we're going to put that back around there. So I've just, let me move the camera back that way a little bit. There we go. I've just pulled it off, stuck it back on. It's still a bit sticky. I will stick that on. Let's do that first before I forget, otherwise I know what will happen. I'll forget to do it and then it won't get done. So let's do that first. I was going to do the sides on this video, but what I don't want to do is bore you and make, it's not boring you because obviously you're watching it because I'm doing something that you're interested in, and I hope the stuff that I make isn't boring, so that's perhaps wrong choice of words. Don't turn it round before I stick it back up upside down again. I don't know whether to do, I might do a second part, so do this piece as a first part, the top, and then we'll do the sides as a second part, because I think what I'm going to have to do with sides is, because I've got nothing as such to go on the sides that shape, so I'm going to have to sort of, we'll have to actually make some tiles to go on those. Okay, so I've got this, is nice, this chain, but I kind of wanted it to go in between stuff and fill in the gaps, so like that bit go there maybe, if you can see that, just the length of that bit to there. So I quite like that idea. This chain is a really nice one, so I'm just going to cut the tip off. This is where we find the chain falls apart and we're just not doing very good. No, it doesn't fall apart. So I'm only going to cut off what I need, because obviously if I want to keep the rest of it the entirety of the length, so that, oh my goodness, it's just pulling away. Okay, so I only want it really to about there. Careful when you snip bits off, because you will end up with little shards of metal, which you don't want. If you walk around, I'm always in barefoot, and we've got a dog and a 7-year-old and a granddaughter, so you don't want really for that to be digging into toes. I might put it a little bit further in actually. Let's just tuck it under there. I think that when I glue it, I'll just, oh, where the end of my thing is sticky, like so. So just sort of get it in the middle and sort of make sure it's straight. Sort of tucking that end up. So pretty much like that, although I might make it the right length, I don't know yet. Or it could go there actually, and then it will be the right length. There we go. That works, doesn't it? Yeah, that works. Okay, so I like that. Just a case of looking through and seeing what catches my eye. There's not a lot I can really sort of talk to you about right now, especially when I'm sort of going through and looking to see what I can find. Okay, that was that moon one with the round bit on it. I obviously want to go across it with some gold gilding, which I'll wait until everything's stuck on the outside, and then we decide what we're going to use. So I'm just going through and seeing what I've got. I'm slightly concerned that I've got nothing that small. In everything I've got in here, something must work. Okay, this is something else that I have, something else. It's, I've left myself some pretty bizarre shapes. I'm really disappointed that that doesn't work. I wonder whether I could get it sinking there. Do you know what, I'm going to cut one off and see what happens. So let me just cut this. Oh, that flew out. Did you hear that? It landed in my box, I think. Okay. I'll just put that down there. So try and take off as much as you can of the bits that sort of stick out. Okay. Don't worry too much if it's quite uneven at the back, because it's going to be stuck down. So, and if you put your finger over the back, watch you don't pinch your fingers. Okay, so whether that would fit in there nicely, look. Oh, I like that. That's really pretty. That's really lovely, that one. There are other bits that come off of it if I cut them off. They've got little hearts, and then you've got this bit here. The trouble is it's bent so it sit up. I suppose you could get it and put it over. There's 3 on that one. See, that's gone behind me, I know it has. So I'll have to go along and have a look in a minute and see if I can find it. So I don't want anybody to step on it. You must think safety, especially when you're using cutters, and you could do with some safety goggles. I wear glasses, so I don't worry too much. Okay. Just cut that end off as well. Okay, so I can leave the heart on there if I want to, this one. But the bottom of it it like arcs up, if you can see that. It's got a funny bend in it. So if you can see that. So ideally, we could do with finding somewhere we can put it on and then just let it sort of go up. And not there. I suppose we could just let it sit there, couldn't we? No, what is stopping that from doing that? Let's try that now. Perhaps I'll get it in there, like that. Okay, that works. I've still got some other bits waiting. I'm still waiting to get some other bits to come through that haven't come through yet. They shouldn't be too long. Now I've started getting it in through. I think the idea is if you can order it and then wait a couple of weeks, order some other little bits, wait another couple of weeks, order another couple of bits, and then you'll get a slow, steady sort of filtering in, really, which works really well. It's a funny coloured stone, pretty coloured. Again, it sits quite high up because it's a bead. All of a sudden I find things and I think, oh, that'd be nice. There's such an array of stuff in here that could be used. It's just a case of sorting through, and because we need the smaller stuff, that's what's on the bottom. So you've got a lot of beads in that, but they're not, no, they're too small, too big to go up there. I do have some of these. Could probably sprinkle those down there. I don't like that colour for this. This is the trouble with doing it, especially when you're doing it on camera. I do apologise. It's kind of a, unfortunately, just sit and check it out and wait until you find something sort of scenario. Okay, I've got this. That's quite nice, but not, doesn't look right. Dear me. Right, okay, here we go. There's a black plain one there. It must still be in here because I haven't got any others anywhere else. So bobbly eye. Buttons. Buttons will work. There's a key, that's quite nice. Needs a backing on it, that's the trouble. I must have, I don't know where all my flats. I thought they were in here, but I don't think they are. I've got some Swarovski crystals, but I like to put those on very last, when everything else is on, which is here. I've also got some glitters, but I didn't really want to go down the glitter route. Okay, so this is what I was looking for, one of anyway. Okay, this. I'll keep the little part out as well. And there's a square part there as well, look at that. And that would be really nice on some part of it, wouldn't it? Should we remove that button? I don't think this bit's right for that. So I'll put those in there, back in there. Right, so I've got a really nice long piece of this, or I've got a shorter piece. So we could either put it down there, or we could have put it along the bottom, but now we can't because we've got no room. We could put it down there. Work along the top. Does that fit on? No, it doesn't fit on. Okay, so let's try the smaller piece somewhere. I want it really to fit inside the gap, so there it would work. A lot of people don't like leaving any gaps. Normally I've been like that on the ones that I have made in the past, and I think I've done videos on them, but I thought I'd try something different this time and just felt like it would perhaps be a nice change. Yeah, that's too big now. Oh wow. Okay, I'm going to leave that out because I like that one. I've got some funny little round like metal things. They're triangle ones. Like I said, I don't like using my Swarovski crystals to the last sort of minute. I've got some pearly ones. I can find somewhere to put some of those. Sorry, that was my very large, or very small, whichever way, fat cat. You heard jump off and hit the floor. Okay, I'm going to do a pattern with these. I'm going to put one, so turn the next one upside down so they fit in the gap really neatly. Just going to do 3 alongside each other. Oh God, I shaped so bad. It's ridiculous sometimes. Okay. Okay, so that's those. Put the lid back on because I know what I'm like. I'll end up losing the lid and then they'll end up all over the floor. A lot of Swarovski crystals. Like I say before now, I was a nail technician originally and found all my original kit out, which I've got loads of them in. And if anybody knows me, I'm a bit of a magpie. I like anything that's shiny. I'm terrible. Got some gems in here, but they're not real Swarovski ones, so I'm a little bit sort of dubious about using those ones. Right, I'm going to put that up there because, bear with me, let me go and find I have a drawer with more of it in. I hear you gasp and say more, but yes, I am really bad for things like this. I thought I'd got more than that, didn't I? Okay, I've got some ribbons in this one. Little bits and bobs in there. Bear with me because I think I have more than that. The trouble is, when I'm tidying up, I think, oh, that'll go all right in there, and that'll be put in there. And then I never find them again, and then I think, later on down the line, I go, oh, look! And it's like getting something new. Ha-ha! There it is. My bag of eyes. Okay, right, this is what I was looking for. Although I do like some of the stuff out of here, we will have a look in there and see if there's anything in there. My poor little bag. Oh, I've just pulled the what's it off of there. There's some really nice pieces of leather and some feathers in that one. This is, oh, I can't get into it now. I've just broken my, this bag is so old. It's got holes in it and everything. That, so I should just open it. I'll get a new one to go over it, I think. Right, so in this one we've got more, like you got more of the little round gems than we had in the other one. So this is what I was looking for, so we can start putting some little bits on like that, which are really nice, which is what we wanted really. Got lots of different kinds of these ones. I've got some clear ones, I've got some cream ones. Oh, I was going to look for my tweezers, wasn't I? I've forgotten. Okay, I think I've got a couple of sizes of these. So for the other side, I really want to make sure they're the same. Yeah. So that one on the outside, and then it's a white one, which is that one there. So that looks the same. So we pull down into that corner. That one must be slightly lower. That's all right. There we go. Okay. I've got some really nice, just half-domed, different colours. Oh, there goes my paintbrush. So there's different colours of these ones. Right, I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I mean, just a little bit. Okay, so this is my sort of odds bods kind of stuff. Now anything I use out of here I know will not stand the times in the oven. So I must ensure that they do not go in the oven because that kind of melts them. They definitely do not like the oven. So that's worth sort of knowing. And they're cheaper ones, again, from the works when they had a sale on. So just so you know, it's not a good job to use them. Right, I want to try, yeah, okay. Lots of different colours in here. See, it's starting to fill up now. What I don't want to do is make it like really like just crowded, so it looks really crowded. Okay, sorry, I'm searching through them and I'm offline or off camera, so you couldn't see either. I do apologise. Like I say, when it comes to the last, very last bits, we'll use Swarovski crystals then. Right now we're just gap filling. Now I do have in here I do a lot of diamond art. Anybody who watches my channel will know. And you cannot beat the diamond art. Oh, look, folks, look what I found. Tweezers. Okay, I'm going to keep these tweezers out and keep them in my desk because they're really good ones. And I might leave those ones because this is my diamond art box. This is all the stuff I have left over. So I write on there what they are: Yoda, Bambi, I've done Dumbo and everything. So that's my diamond art box. It's just currently waiting for the next one that I've got up there to do, but I haven't had the time to sit and do it yet. But if you're going to use really small ones, you need a pair of tweezers. Otherwise it just it would just drive you insane trying to pick them up. Especially then when you get them all in place and then somebody comes along and jogs it before you sort of stuck it down. That drives me mad because my daughter, it's 8 now. I said she was 7 earlier. She's not, she's 8 now. And she comes along, it's like, oh, I can touch everything I can see, and then it goes all over the floor. Okay, I've got my pointy ones back out. You can't even see what I'm doing. Okay, let me zoom you out a little bit so you can see. Okay, so I'm just literally filling in some of the gaps. We've got all sorts of bits now going on, so I just thought I'd find some of these. I've got 3 or 4 different sizes of these ones in 3 or 4 different colours, so it's just a case of finding them, picking them up, sticking them on, which I will go off camera when I stick them on, because there's no point in you watching me stick them on. I'm going to stick them exactly where we've put them. Oh, these don't want to pick them up either. Struggling. Right, what I did go in my box for, eventually, she says, are my diamond art pens. These are ideal. I don't know why I didn't just get this out like I was going to originally. Diamond art pen, because then you can literally just pick them up and it just puts a stop to all the aggro. If you can lay your hands on one of these, see, look, straight away picked up, and then just touch your finger on it and it will turn it upside down and tuck it under. Right, should we try that again? It is a very fiddly job, and do remember it's very frustrating, or can be very frustrating. Oh my goodness, right, like this moment in time, it's extraordinarily right, let me clean these little bits up before they go all over the floor. And I just need to tell my husband there's a piece of metal down here, Sean, that I cut off of a piece of jewellery and it flew over there, just so you know, okay. Alright, let's try. I don't know whether it'll pick up the larger ones. No. So these are alright for the smaller ones. Right, should we try that again? Then obviously when you come to stick them on, you have exactly the same problem again. So I'm going to make that entire corner blue, because I quite like the blue ones. So the larger ones I'm going to have to use my tweezers for. Oh my goodness. Not those tweezers. Let's try these tweezers. There we go. So I want like this corner just to be blue, basically, with the blue gems. As long as these aren't going in the oven, they will be absolutely fine. I don't know that they're overly keen on Mod Podge. I would have to double check with that. But I'm going to have a look, so they've got to be Mod Podged on the top as a top coat. So that's something we'll be able to have a look at once I've done. Try and get some different colours going on. I've got a thing about the blue ones. I really like them. And I've got some dark red ones somewhere. They're really small though. And they're very, very difficult to pick up. Let's try it with a pen. Yay, that worked. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll stick these bits on, and then from here I'm going to have a look and gold gild any bits that I like the colour of them, because sometimes I do go over the top of if I've got an embellishment on here, I will go over the top of it if I want it a different colour. Like I've got some blue ones in here, I'm not keen on the sky blue ones. So when I put them on, I will dabble a bit of something else over the top. Okay, I've got some silver ones here. Oh, there's another purple one. I like these ones. And they're very small, convenient and cute. Okay, so let's turn this round and see what we've got. Okay, there's a bit more sparkly going on now, which is much better. I am a complete magpie. Love it. Oh, it's a big blue one. Pink ones. Should we put pink ones down this side? I'm just slightly concerned that these don't like the Mod Podge, but they should be alright. I'm just thinking back to when I used to do nails, and what liked the top coats and what didn't. And I can't remember where I got those from, whether it's just the oven that they don't like or whether it's the actual Mod Podge. I can't remember. We'll soon find out, ladies and gentlemen. The trouble is, it's no good when it's too late. If it doesn't work, then I'll just have to pick them off. But we'll pick them off together. Okay. The other thing you'll have to be careful of is that by using a lot of round ones, that they are all going to be round. I don't think I've got a massive amount of different ones. I think they're all pretty much round. I don't like that. See, that was easy, wasn't it? Okay, let's have a look and see what we've got in here. Oh, look, there's some more, look. I'm terrible for this sort of thing. I can't help it. It's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's an illness. Leather, ladies and gentlemen, leather. Now I quite like this, it looks good. I don't know where I put it though. Let's cut a little piece off and see what might, will that go through it? I wonder. Oh, it did. Okay, a little piece of leather in there, down there. I'm going to push that underneath there and cut that end off. Okay. There we go. Leather. Oh, what have I pushed off? This is the other thing that is a terrible nightmare when you're trying to put bits on, especially when you've got different mixed medias going on, that you end up knocking other pieces off. So you do have to be a little bit careful of that. That's quite pretty, isn't it? Look, it's got quite a nice pattern, but it's quite wide. I don't know that I've got a gap for that. Got feathers in here. I've got pieces of net. This is kind of a bit of an all sorts. That's very pretty, but I haven't, again, got nowhere to put it. We've got no big enough gaps anymore. Tapes and things like that. It's not really, I don't think, the box for us today. Not this one. Okay, so I don't think there's any more in there, otherwise we're going to be in danger, I think, of running too many round ones together. So we go back to our original box. Put them back in there. That they could live in there as well. And that should be in there. Right. Now, people do put a line of glitter in, a line of glue, and then sprinkle glitter in there. I find that a very messy way of doing it, because you can never get it exactly where you want it, and then it's very hard to clean up afterwards. I've got a rope chain. I think we need something over here. Down here, there's very little over this side, other than that really, and these ones here. That's quite quirky, isn't it? Clock face. See, I've just knocked those ones. No, I didn't take much, did it? Until I stick them on. Now, some people would say, why didn't you paint the box first? And I'm thinking to myself, I really want to get some varnish, some different coloured varnish. And then I would paint the boxes first, but these ones for today, for the now, I'm afraid they're going to have to stay like they are. I'm not overly concerned about it. I think they look nice, clean. I will get some other... Oh, there's a great big Tackthite-like thing in there. That's off a pair of jeans. That'd be pretty cool to use, wouldn't it? Yeah, I will get some, like, darker stain. Because I do have... Oh, Sean. Oh, done it. Check me out. Muscles. I do have some clear. But I'm kind of feeling like... Right, that can't go there. Doesn't look right there. Okay. Cut the bottom of it. Don't actually need it. Doesn't look right. Oh, look. Found another little piece of that. Look. We could perhaps put that underneath her head. I think that'd work. If we was to put it straight, or would it look better to the side? The trouble is that we're going to find now is that you've obviously got these dotted about, so you're going to have to be careful that you don't outshine one with another. So that's quite a big thing to remember. Well, I quite like that. Down the side there, that looks quite nice. I don't want to put anything over this one because I really love that one. It's an awesome, awesome, really, really lovely colour. Okay, I've got like a beady thing. It's a straight sort of thing. I don't know, I feel like we're in jeopardy of going a little bit the other way now. So I'm going to take those off. And I think I'm going to take those off as well. I think you'll agree with me, anybody who's watching, that it's kind of going to go the other direction that we don't want it to travel in, where it looks over and cluttered. Because there's a lot of small bits on there. Okay, I'm going to keep the blue bits on, I think, but I'm going to move them to down here. So I think they're nice. Ooh. Make like a little line of them. Yeah, that's happy with that. I think anybody who's watching it will agree with me. Yeah, definitely. It was just kind of dotted around all over the place. It was just too much. So now that kind of opens up bigger spaces now to put some other stuff. What do you think of the button? That'll be 2 buttons we've got there. I'll leave it there for now, and then if we don't find nothing else, we might use that. The trouble is, when you get so many bits like I have accumulated over the years, you're kind of spoilt for choice. And it makes it very difficult then to complete a top like we've got. Because I want to put it all on, but I haven't got the space for any of it. Because we've obviously done it all so far. So, it makes it very difficult for me. Oh, look at that. Didn't even know I had that, look. That is the rabbit out of... it was the rabbit out of Alice in Wonderland. I've just chucked that on the floor. I want a little cog would fit on somewhere. Not really a coggy kind of. That might work. One side, like that. Oh, there's another little piece, look. See, I've got these and I just dump them all over the place. I'm really naughty for that sort of thing. But I do love any sort of little bit of a bling. I wonder whether I'd get it all the way around in one of them. Not that one, because it's too close to the other piece. What about the other one? And then the little bit that we're going to cut off, which is going to be there, 3 in. We'll find somewhere else for that to go in a second. Just wonder whether we'd be able to get it round there. Yeah, when it's glued on, that'll fit. And then this little bit here, go to the bottom of the owl. No. Underneath that there. Don't want to waste a little bit like that. That's lovely. Okay. I think I'm going to call that a day with the parts, because obviously then we've got the gilding to go on. I just wanted something to find to go there. I've got a small bit off that necklace. There. A very small one I need. No, it's not. Yeah, that's way too big. Sorry, I'm not saying anything, folks. I'm just having a good dig around. I'll move it down so you can see what I'm sort of digging around at. In my box of diggy around stuff. I did see the cancer support one in here earlier, and I was just trying to find. My granddad died of cancer, and my nana. So sometimes it's nice just to have the odd bit on there that just sort of remembering people that you've lost. Certainly during this pandemic, which is a massive nightmare for everybody, and just remembering the people that have died from it, the people that are front line, and just sort of thinking about people like that, and thinking about everybody really, and if there's anybody that needs help or things like that, because it's a very hard time for everybody. So yeah, just trying to sort of think about everybody. And that's my daughter ringing. My poor husband, it's the first opportunity he's had to sit down and play on his Xbox, and it's very, very fast lived. He never gets time to, not until late at night he tends to have some time. Let me just have a look in here. I think what I might do is where did I find those? Oh, in there, wasn't there? Oh my goodness, I put them back in there and now I can't find them again. I done with them? I left them out. Why did you not tell me, folks? What I thought was, rather than put something different on down that side, I would use some more of those. Let's get that out of there so we can actually use it. There we go. So yeah, just use some more of those and just fill up the gap there, because I don't want to overdo it with another different bead and another different colour. I just feel like it's better coming. Oh, just dropped. See, this is why it's better off when they're glued on. You don't have this. Right. The only thing is I don't want it too close to that one. I like a little bit of a gap. And I will put them in some sort of order of some description. Okay, so what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is go and glue these on. And then I will come back to you when that's done. And we'll be able to then start doing some gold gilding to finish off the top. And we'll be able to put some, oh my goodness, my brain, Swarovski crystals on. Okay, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back shortly. Right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, all stuck on, looking good, really sparkly. So now this stage of it, what I like to do is go through all my Swarovski crystals and just stick some on, and we're going to use some gold gilding, which is just this stuff, which is the Fimo. I assume that's how you pronounce it. That's how I pronounced it anyway. Yeah, it's just the Fimo, if you can see that. Just gold gilding. Got it off of Amazon. I'm going to use that first. Thank you. Because I feel like that's the bit that needs to be done next. So I've got some thinners, because the gilding is oil based and doesn't come off of your brush with water. So I've just got this to one side because I like to keep it there. I'm just going to get a little brush out because I don't want a big one. I want to just cover little bits. So I might use one of my little brushes. Try saying that fast. Little brush. That one. Let's go with that one. That was a really small one. Okay. I want some kitchen roll. Good old faithful kitchen roll that I keep to one side. Okay. So I'm going to clean my brush and make sure it's nice and clean, because I don't want any nasties coming out on the gold. And it's actually got a green tinge to my brush, if you can see that. Just a green. I must have used it on something or other. It's dyed the brush. Okay, so make sure that I'll just move my Mod Podge and whatnot. Okay, so this stuff, whatever it touches, is a nightmare. So please do remember and be careful. If you spill it, it is dreadful stuff, and because it's so runny, it will go forever. Okay, so if you can just see that, how runny it is. So I tend to use the lid to get what I need out of it. So that's what we're going to do today. And I just wanted to paint just small bits on, just sort of over the edging. Just sort of following some of the lines. Probably should have had a little go at it perhaps before we put it on, but because of the way it was put on, and it was just sort of one that I found in my, I'd forgotten I'd even done it. And to be honest, I don't like doing them like that, because when I'm using them, they're different, and I want them sort of for different things. So just sort of, I just want to put a dusting on it really. I'll tell you what I will be buying, I think. I was watching a lady, they're like, I don't know how really to explain it, they're like a wax, which I quite liked that, so I think I'm going to have a little look and see if I can get some of that, because that looks really nice. You can put it on after they've been baked, because once they've been baked you can't use the mica powders because they don't stick. So this is just to give it a little bit of pizzazz, and I'm sort of a bit of a magpie as well, so I like anything that's gold and shiny. Terrible for gold and shiny. I've got my birthday coming up, so as soon as I get my birthday prezzies, I don't know what they'll be, but I shall love them, all of them. But if there's any artsy craftsy stuff in it, I will endeavour to show you what I have. I don't know what my family have got me. Nobody give me any clues, and I'm terrible for surprises. I'm one of those that likes to be in control, and this is something that I'm not going to get my own way with. Okay, so you can see that starting, and that looks really, really nice, that gold one there now. So I'm happy with that. So let's go along and do the other one. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just literally following the contours round of the stamp. I'm pretty much dousing it in gold. If you're going to do what I'm doing, make sure you get right to the tips, otherwise it looks really peculiar. Well, I think it does, that's just personal choice, I suppose. But and if you end up putting on a bit thick there, like I've just done, if you just sort of spread it out, it will just keep, and it will spread a bit further. It's because it's such a wet, it's what I call an extremely runny wet paint. But it's lovely when it dries, it's gorgeous. That's why I tend to take it out the lid, because it sort of slows me down a little bit, because I'm terrible. Bull in a china shop, I think, comes to mind. I am not good for that sort of thing. I sort of paint it over and then later on look at it and think, oh, I don't like that. So I do have to be careful. Don't forget the backs of it as well, ladies and gentlemen. Sort of tucking it inside a little bit down here, otherwise it doesn't sort of roll round. So look at it from all angles to make sure it's as you want it. Okay, I'm going to turn that around now. If you can see the edges, I haven't got them down there, look. But unless you turn them, so you don't see it. Okay, on the back of that one, look. Okay, it's my favourite word again, so I do apologise. Right, okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is put a little bit on these flowers, just to make them pop a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit here and there. Rub your finger over it and it'll just kind of spread it that little bit further. So I don't want too much in one place on it. So it just spreads it a little bit. Oh, I wanted to do the feather. So I'm going to shake it again because it does go funny quickly. Like the sediment all drops to the bottom if you're not careful. So just give it another shake, and then all I do is use the lid of it again. And then put that out the way so it doesn't get spilled. Okay, so the flower, I just want, the feather I just wanted to do just a little bit, because I've already, if you look at it, I've already used mica powders on it. When it was first, before it obviously went in the oven. So I just wanted to give it just a little bit of gold. Not much, and I might follow the centre of it straight up the middle. This was actually a stamp that I've got, a feather stamp, which really works well. It's lovely, it's really nice. and then I put some extra little lines and whatnot in it. Again, it's personal choice what you like and what you don't. Yours, if you do one, will be probably very different to mine, but that's okay. It's all about having a go at it and sometimes getting things wrong. If you don't get things wrong, then you don't practice and get them right. So if I recorded how many fails I'd had, wow, I'd hate to sort of think about it really. Okay, so there we go. I don't think I might do the flower inside there, just to sort of liven it up a little bit, because it is quite a sort of a quiet flower. I call it very quiet. It mingles into the background very well, is what I mean when I say a quiet flower. And I just made that up, by the way, but that did explain very well what I meant. Don't want anything mingling, I want it to stand out on its own. Okay, so a little bit on this flower down here, and I think we could probably put the gold away. And remember to use your finger and just sort of spread it about a bit, because it dulls it down as well, just a little bit. If you've ended up putting it on a little bit deep, thick, then just wipe your brush off and rub it over, and it will just either spread it out or suck it back up into the brush. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do, because I don't want to overpower it with the gold, because then it loses its pizzazz from where you put it. Oh, look at that, I've got a bit on the edge there. I wonder if there we go. That was just using a little bit of thinners that I've got in the pot, in my glass, which I'll show you in a minute, which I keep on my desk all the time, because this gold is a nightmare. It will not come out the brushes. So if I brush that back like that, just gives it a little and hides it. Okay, done it again, haven't I? That's all I keep saying. See, I've just got a brush, and if you look at the bottom of the thinners, you can see the gold gilding sitting at the bottom. So I just keep that on my desk, covered over, because it will evaporate if you leave it open. And plus, the smell's pretty strong, which I don't mind it, but obviously I don't want my house to smell like that, because I've got my daughter and that. So that's that. So the next thing we're going to do is have a look and see where we can put some. Now these are my favourites. We're going to put some Swarovski crystals around. I've got lots and lots in these bottles. Like I say, a lot of them are left over from doing my nails and everything. So I've got pretty much every colour you can think of. So it's just a case of finding where you want to put one and popping it on. So I wanted to put ones on these two here. So I'm going to use some Mod Podge, and I'm going to use my ball tool, just a small one. So, and that will stick it on really well. So it's just a case of picking a colour that is going to stand out really. Some of them are quite small, some of them are quite large or larger. Okay, so I've got some black ones here, if you can see them. Sparkling, they're beautiful. I think I'm going to use the black ones, and I'll just find some others that I like. Oh, definitely those ones. They're like multicoloured, like mother of pearl kind of, and them. See, this is my treble, ladies and gentlemen. I go like, oh wow, look at that. See, oh wow, look at that. They're pink ones. I don't want to use blue because we use blue at the side here. Oh wow, look at those. They're like very bright pink. Obviously certain colours will not mix with the colours that we've done, so we will have to be a little bit careful about which ones we're going to use. I quite like these as well. I might have a look at those ones. They are a funny shape, little round metal things and some circle metal things. And that's the scientific conversational, what we call things, scientific things. Okay, so we've got white ones. Oh, look at those clear ones, they're lovely. I'm really bad magpie. Really bad. Okay, so to go here, on the bottom here, I think, if you can see the choices we have, I think I'm going to do just some plain ones for that. Okay, so I'm just going to put a dollop on each of Mod Podge, because it will dry clear. Clean it off and pick one up, hopefully. Okay. I just dropped it. Yeah. Oh, dropped it again. Head first, didn't it? Right. And it's just come off in my hand. Right, these are really awkward. Let me try that again. Oh my goodness, I've dropped it again. Yay! It's 1, 2. Okay, so that's those 2. There was a couple of places I saw that I wanted to put some. Right, let me put the lid back on those before I spill them, and then I'll be upset. If I pull it forward so you can see what we've got. I found a couple of places. Can't think. Ah, there was one going on there, which we could use. It's got purples around it, so pinks might work over there. Put a pink one on in that hole there. So we want quite a large dollop, otherwise it will just go in the hole and then it won't be seen again. There we go. Try and wipe a bit of the Mod Podge. Oh, in doing so, be careful that you don't pull the. They are so fiddly, ladies and gentlemen. It is unbelievable, and I shake because my hands shake, and it's a nightmare. Just want to clean the top off, because if it's covered over with Mod Podge, I'm not sure whether it will be really sparkly or not. Okay. My little one, she's a sod at night time. She's a little bugger at night time. Very well behaved. During the daytime as well, she's a really good girl. But at night time, she doesn't like going to bed. She's very much like me, a bit nocturnal. But she's had to learn that she's got to go to bed. She's only 8. Okay, let's try again. Okay, right. So here we go. Okay, that one's on. Whew. Goodness me, that was hard work. Right. Anywhere else? It's so frustrating because I know that I looked at it and thought, oh, let me put the lid back on that before I spill those ones. I know I looked at it and thought, oh, right, we could put one there. Oh, right, okay, yeah. One in the middle of the, there. I'll go for a black one in the middle of there. It would be nice. I don't know if you can see me. I think this will be the last one, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I'm just going to pick it up and stick it on. There we go. So I think that's it. So I'm going to wait for it all to dry, and then I shall top coat it with some varnish. And we'll do part 2, we'll do the sides, which when I come back to you, it'll all be cut into place. And then we can sort of decide what we're going to do with them. Oh, nearly dropped it. Yeah, and how we're going to go about it. So thank you for watching. Thank you for, oh, I've just pulled that black one off. Would you Adam and Eve it? Okay, let's try that again then. Yeah, thanks for watching. Do subscribe to me and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss another video at all when I release them. Let me zoom it back so you can see. Sorry about that, folks. My camera died, so all I'll say is thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button and I will release part 2 where we do the sides and the top of the lid here. So for now, I'm going to varnish that to make sure it all stays in place and looks excellent for when we come back and do the sides, which won't be the next video I release. It will probably be in the next couple. So please keep an eye out and have a go. Put it in the comments, a picture, it'd be lovely to see it. Thank you very much then, bye bye.